boy J-Jus, guys, and September is finally here. And believe me, we got some things dropping. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look. First up, the Air Jordan 1 Palominos, expected to release September 2nd for a retail price of $180. And off rip, I need these, y'all. Like, I just like the craftsmanship on these. I like the colorway. It definitely got that bread toe color blocking, and just the box. Like, man, I need these right here, y'all. Like, you know, in my opinion, I definitely feel like these will move simply because of how much talk has been around this shoe and how much hype and demand there is for this shoe. So I definitely see these moving, in my opinion. So if you want a pair, you definitely gonna have to put in that footwork. But I need these, y'all. So these right here is definitely a cop. If they are for you, let your boy know. But catch these releasing September 2nd for a retail price of $180. Following up to that, the corporate airship PEs expected to release September 15th for a retail price of $150. Now, of course, this is a collaboration between corporate retailer and Jordan Airship. Now, of course, they came together to do this collaboration, and in my opinion, it's a dope collaboration, you know. And I mean, Airship has just been doing and providing so many different colorways throughout the years, and in my opinion, this is probably one of their dopest colorways that they have dropped. And I mean, just the overall colorway, you know, and it seems like they decided to go with an all suede out shoe, in my opinion, which is definitely something different from many of the other models that they have dropped. Now, these will be releasing in men's sizing, guys. And something to note is these will re-releasing at corporate retailers on September 8th. And they will be releasing at select neighborhood stores on September 15th. So just wanted to have you guys keep that in mind. But I definitely do rock with these, man. So, I mean, if I'm able to get a pair, you know, I'm all good and well with them, because I definitely do like this colorway, you know, rather than many of the other colorways. This is probably one of my favorite colorways, in my opinion. But catch these releasing September 8th for a retail price of $150. Also releasing September 8th, the Eastside Golf Air Jordan 1s in that green colorway. Now, these right here are definitely, you know, these right here will be a new iteration to the 1961 collection that Eastside Golf has going on. Now, last year we've seen the Out the Mud collection that they had going on, in which they dropped the Air Jordan 12 Eastside Golfs, and those was definitely, you know, a nice shoe. But I will say that I'm gonna have to pass on these simply because it's a dope colorway. It definitely has that red toe color blocking as well, and I mean, it definitely reminds me of the Air Jordan 1 Pine Green. But you know, I'm just not the biggest fan of golf shoes, and I mean, you definitely could see the key details that it has on the shoe, something definitely different, something subtle. But in my opinion, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of golf shoes. So I will say that a dope colorway. I love the scheme that they are going with, but in my opinion, I'm gonna have to pass on these. But catch these dropping September 8th for a retail price of $200. Next up, the Air Jordan 4 Red Cements, releasing September 9th for a retail price of $210. Now, I'm gonna say this, y'all. If you didn't catch the shock drop, if you didn't catch exclusive access, you still have September 9th to grab a pair of these. And of course, y'all know it's an Air Jordan 4, so definitely expect this pair to sell out. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter what kind of colorway you put on the Air Jordan 4, just expect it to sell out. But in my opinion, I'm gonna pass on these simply because this is the iteration of the white cements, and preferably I would have preferred the white cements over these. I mean, it's still a clean shoe. I like that they went with that, I want to say, varsity red instead of going with any other red. I mean, of course, the shoe is a dope shoe. I mean, it is clean, but in my opinion, I'm OG over everything, so I rock with the colorway. I just feel like these aren't needed for the collection. But if you like them, listen, I love them. But catch these releasing September 9th for a retail price of $210, guys. Okay, next up, the Air Jordan 1 Praline. Now, these will be releasing September 13th for a retail price of $180, and this is a women's exclusive. Now, this is said to be inspired by luxurious handbags. Now, of course, we've seen this same iteration last year on the Air Jordan 1 Starfish, which also was inspired by, luxurious handbags. I believe it was inspired by the Birkin handbag. But of course, it is a women's exclusive, and I mean, the shoe definitely does scream, women's vibes to me. Now, I'm not gonna say, that I'm the biggest fan of this shoe, because I'm not. And I mean, when it comes to Air Jordan 1 highs, it is definitely a hit or miss with a lot of colorways. So, I mean, if any women have this shoe on their mind, you definitely can expect, them to be going for these. I mean, if you're an Air Jordan 1 lover, I see you having these on your list. And also, these will be releasing in women's and toddler sizing. I'm not sure if they will be doing extended sizing on these guys, but expect these to drop September 13th for a retail price of $180. Next up, the PSG Air Jordan 6 lows, expected to release September 20th for a retail price of $200. Now, off rip, I like the colorway of this shoe. I'm just not a fan of Air Jordan 6 lows, which is why I'm gonna have to pass, simply because I feel like if they would have threw this colorway on an Air Jordan 6 high, I probably would have been more hip to grabbing this shoe. But I'm just not the biggest fan of Air Jordan 6 lows. But I mean, it is a dope colorway. It definitely reminds me of the Air Jordan 3 Fears with kind of like that dark cool gray colorway. But in my opinion, I'm just not the biggest fan of low top, so I will say that these are a pass. But I mean, Air Jordan 6s is definitely, up there with being one of my favorite silhouettes. Just not a big fan of these, but catch these dropping September 20th for a retail of $200, guys. Next up, the Tuxedo Air Jordan 11 IEs, expected to release September 22nd for a retail price of $190. Now, of course, we last seen this iteration back in 2019 when they dropped that Space Jam colorway. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key rock with that Space Jam colorway that they dropped. But in my opinion, I definitely feel like when it comes to IEs, it is just not a shoe that is appealing to many. I mean, you've seen what happened with the breads that they dropped, I want to say 2 years ago. And I mean, it's definitely going to happen with this one. And I mean, you can't go wrong with an all black Air Jordan 11 low, but I feel like this is a shoe that I definitely need to see in hand. But catch these releasing September 23rd for a retail price of $190, guys. Releasing the day after, at the Air Jordan 3 J Balvins, releasing September 23rd for a retail price of $250. Now, these were originally slated to release September 2nd, but they got postponed. And to be honest, this is one of my favorite collabs by J Balvin so far, besides the ones and the twos. In my opinion, I feel like with this collab, he definitely went something more subtle, something more calm. I feel like the ones was just so wild. And I feel like with these, they definitely, have some sail hints on them. They definitely remind me of the Air Jordan 3 Reimagines, but in my opinion, it's definitely a different take on a J Balvin shoe. So, these, in my opinion, if I had to put it in order, I'm going to go with the 3s, the 2s, and then the 1s. That's just me, in my opinion. And I think I might go for these. I think that $250 may be worth it on these. I mean, y'all let me know down in the comment section below, man. I mean, $250 may be steep a little bit, but I mean, listen, y'all know how it be when it comes to these J Balvin's collabs. But let me know if y'all going for these down in the comment section below. And catch these dropping September 23rd for a retail of $250, guys. Also releasing September 23rd, we got the Air Jordan 2 Black Cements that will be releasing for a retail of $175. Now, off rip, I do love the colorway, It is an OG colorway. I just wish it was on an OG silhouette, which is the Air Jordan 3 black cements, in my opinion. Like, I feel like when it comes to Air Jordan 2s, you can't go wrong with an OG colorway. I mean, I feel like if they release the varsity reds, then we good. But I'm gonna have to pass on these simply because, you know, I like the colorway. As I mentioned, I'm just not a fan of many Air Jordan 2s that Jordan brand has been dropping. Until they drop that varsity red colorway, it's a hit or miss for me, yeah. But I rock with the colorway, just wish it was on a OG silhouette. But Cassidy's dropping September 23rd also for a retail of $175. Lastly, the Air Jordan 8 playoffs expected to release September 30th for a retail price of $210. Definitely need a double up in these. You can't go wrong with an OG colorway, in my opinion. I rock with this colorway heavy. Like, this is probably one of my favorites on this list so far. And I mean, I need a double up. Me and wifey have been talking about it. These are double up worthy, and I'm rocking with them. You know, many people feel like Jordan 8s are a bulky shoe, same as with the Jordan 2s, but I mean, you can't go wrong with a classic colorway like this. And I mean, that red pull tab on the back, listen man, enough said. I need these for the collection, in my opinion. And with that being said, y'all let me know down in the comment section below, which of these releases do you guys plan on going after? Which of these releases do you guys have on your radar? And with that being said, man, make sure to hit that big subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure to leave a like at the end of this video. Keep them post notifications turned on, because the bangers is still on the way, man. And with that being said, like I always say, you got your boy J-Jus, you got the channel, you got what's dropping for the month of September, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Reach for the stars. Sky's the limit. And we out.